On the morning of the 28th of January, 1986, at Cape Canaveral, the Space Shuttle Challenger came apart about a minute into its flight. The launch was from Complex 39B at the Kennedy Space Center, on the Florida coast. It had already been put off more than once, and the schedule behind it was tightening. The last attempt had ended late in the countdown, with the crew already aboard. That countdown was halted with 9 minutes to go. Overnight, icicles formed on the launch pad and the service tower. Water had been left running to stop the pipes freezing, and it froze anyway. Ice had formed down 240 feet of the launch structure. The crew had posed for their official portrait 10 weeks earlier. The rubber seals between the booster segments had never been tested at a temperature like this one. Challenger launched from Launchpad 39B at 11:38 in the morning. Within a second of ignition, hot gas was escaping through a joint in the right booster. Just under a minute in, a flame plume was visible above the nozzle, showing a breach in the motor casing. The flame turned and played across the external tank, and the tank came apart. Fragments of the orbiter can be seen tumbling out of the cloud of burning propellant. The film runs from liftoff to the fireball in 78 seconds. The left wing and the main engines came out of the fireball still burning. On the ground, the loop stayed open while flight control worked out what had happened.
We have a report from the flight dynamics officer that the vehicle has exploded. The flight director confirms that. We are looking at checking with the recovery forces to see what can be done at this point.
In mission control, the flight directors stayed at their consoles reading the data. The crew cabin struck the sea at 333 kilometers an hour. A submarine rescue ship worked the recovery operation out of Port Canaveral. A whaleboat recovered the nose cone of a solid rocket booster off the coast of Georgia. Dives to 560 feet confirmed what had been found on the bottom. A nuclear-powered research submersible was brought in to work the deeper ground. What was recovered was eventually lowered into abandoned Minuteman missile silos on the Cape. 7 crew members died. 5 were career astronauts, 1 a payload specialist, and 1 a teacher. The finding was not that the seal was unknown to be marginal. It was that the concern was raised and set aside. A presidential commission was appointed to investigate, and reported that June. A memorial service for the families was held in Houston. The temperature was known, the objection was made, and the launch went ahead on schedule. How loud does an engineer have to be before a schedule stops moving?